Welcome to Everyday Heroes. I'm Lamont Graves. Is there anyone who makes more sacrifices or gives more unconditional love than a mom? We're going to meet a special mom who has opened up her heart and her home to children with no place else to go.
Lamont Graves has lived the American dream, an underprivileged childhood,
My beginning,
complete with nights spent on park benches.
my heartache.
Could have been a negative, but someone reached out to change his life. After realizing his dreams, he's reached back to help others meet their needs. Now, he's been charged with passing on the baton to those who are doing good and changing lives for the better. They are our everyday heroes.
Hello, Alina. How are you?
Good. How are you?
For 22 years, Alina Strickland has made it her life's work to be a loving mother to the most vulnerable in her community, foster children with special needs. I see you have a lot of tight space, but you were able to do a lot of interesting things.
I try to put pictures up immediately when I get a child placed, just so they'll feel at home, because they come in and they see all the kids' pictures, and if they're the only one up without a picture, you know, they might not feel at home. So I try immediately to put pictures up. Gives everybody that comes in like a little bit of idea of what goes on and, you know, what we're about as a family.
Does the kids get a kick out of the pictures on the wall?
Oh, they love it.
Yeah.
They love it. And I have picture books too. It just really means a lot to them, for everybody to have their own, you know, their own story. It means that our family's accepting of their story, regardless of what their story is, that, you know, we accept it. To date, I've fostered somewhere between 112 and 150 foster kids. There are some kids that are just, you know, for whatever reason, too disabled or too much care that I couldn't find homes for. So I have kept those kids. There's 8 kids. I have guardianship of 4 of them, and I've adopted 4 of them. And then I also have 3 of my own biological children also.
Alina's journey as a foster mom began when her youngest biological daughter, Jamie, was hospitalized.
I had a daughter who was born with both ears infected, and it started about a 9-year hospitalization. And during that time, there were several kids actually who had been abandoned in the hospital. And there was one particular little girl who was my daughter's same age, and we were able to become friends. My daughter Jamie and this little girl's name was Latoya. And so there came a point where Latoya was not going to live long. And so I asked, could I take her home just to let her die? She'd never been out of the hospital. So she was able to come home with me. And then after she was no longer with us, the phone just kept ringing, and the hospitals were calling me to take other kids.
The ages, races, and disabilities of the children vary, but what they do have in common is they were all rescued from abused or neglected environments.
All the children that I have in my home now, in fact, most of the kids I've had, all 112, have been born typical, normal, with no disabilities, and have become disabled from abuse. Kelsey, hurry up, because Mikey's got to get in the shower now. Okay. Kelsey was, she's 11 now, my little daughter Kelsey, who is absolutely gorgeous. I got her right from the hospital. She was severely crack addicted, and she does have some delays and some learning disabilities, but just seeing even her growth from being sick and on oxygen to now being able to run and do sports and do whatever she wants to do, it's just, that's what I get. Timmy, is that supposed to be out of the room? Timmy, look at me. Is that supposed to be out of the room? Okay, then where do you need to go?
At 18 months old, Timothy was found beaten and tied inside of a dog cage.
At the time they found him, his skull was fractured, and his biological mother proceeded to tell him that for time out they would drown him and then revive him, and drowned him and revive him. So he now also is within the considered mentally retarded range and autistic, but he's doing amazing now, and he's 14 now, and he's doing great. Say Mikey. Mikey. Good boy!
But their most severely disabled child is Mikey.
At about 6 months old, his mother, for whatever reason, lost control and shook him. And she shook him so violently it detached his eyes, and so now he's blind. And then it also, from the force of the brain hitting the front of his skull, it wiped his frontal lobe out. So he has no speech, he has no language, he's fed through a tube in his stomach. And he's profoundly retarded now as a result of that. It's hard to cope with realizing sometimes just these kids were born normal and now they're this way, and that the feelings, you know, sometimes you just get so angry that people can do this.
Coming up, actress and author Victoria Rao and a surprise for Alina. One special advocate for foster care families is a woman who was raised by foster parents herself, actress and author Victoria Rao. You don't hear about too many people paying tribute to foster care system. Why do you do it?
Well, I wrote about it in my book, The Women Who Raised Me, because they were such extraordinary mentors. And I thought if they invested so much in me, the least I could do was pound the pavement and echo that there is positive foster care out there. I spent 18 years in the foster care system, and it was an extraordinary journey. And foster parents are extraordinary people. They're selfless. They give so very much of their own time, their family's time, and they are fearless.
Caring for 8 children with special needs means getting up early, very early.
Timmy, time to get up, dude. Time to get up. Church day. Let's go. Want more cereal? Can you sign more?
I obviously don't do this alone. I did for a long time. I was single for a while, and I fortunately was able to find my wonderful husband. He's amazing too, and I definitely couldn't do it without him. And he's the chef of the family, so that's cool. I don't have to cook, and that makes everybody happy.
Here we go. I had to adjust, and but my adjustment was easy enough because I let her lead. She really had her expertise down, and she really understood what she was doing. So I let her lead and picked up on it. The only thing I changed in the house was I stopped her from cooking.
Managing a family this size takes organization, especially in a house with 8 children sharing one shower. And like all children growing up, sometimes there are tears.
Savante was sitting down, Mikey got mad, and Mikey was right behind Savante, so I reached over and bit him and pinched him.
Before Mikey starts biting you, you should just grab his forehead and then just push it back so he won't bite you. That always works for me.
Savante and his sister Tanisha, who is deaf, joined Alina's family only 2 years ago.
It was hard for a 17-year-old to attach. Well, at the time she was 15, to attach because of her loyalties. But as she saw her and her brother being safe and saw that it really wasn't all about turmoil out in the world, that this is how a family was supposed to be, they have improved just in a short 2 years. They've improved so much. She's fluent in sign language now. She's a cheerleader at her high school. He's doing amazing at school, just improving. He's probably gained 1 grade level in just in the last few months. And to see them start to have a relationship, brother and sister together, and I'm teaching him how to sign now so he can communicate. He was never able to communicate with his own sister.
You guys are so special. You're very incredible, the work you've been doing here with the kids, and I just couldn't believe it. So I was kind of bragging about you to all of my friends, and I had a special friend who wanted to share a message with you. So here we go.
Hi, Elena. My name is Victoria Rowell, and you may know me from The Young and the Restless as Drusilla Winters, or you may know me as Amanda Bentley from Diagnosis Murder, but you may not know that I spent 18 years in foster care. Elena, I'm here to thank you for your fine and loving foster parenting on behalf of the 513,000 foster children in care. I'm also here to present to you an autographed copy of The Women Who Raised Me, now on the New York Times bestseller list. But most of all, I come to you with everyday heroes. We thank you. God bless you.
So nice.
Well, listen, on behalf of Victoria, she wanted me to give you this, obviously her bag.
Oh, look how cute.
Yeah, and the autographed book that she said, here's your autographed copy
Oh,
of the
that's
book.
great.
There you are.
See. That's really nice. Please
that's
thank her
just-
for us. That's
Absolutely.
amazing. That's